Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to today's live session. I'll just move my little bin pen holder out of the way there. Hope everyone's doing well, and thanks a lot for joining me today. My name's Scott, OET teacher and academic director at Swoosh English. If you're new to these sessions, then welcome. I hope you enjoy today's class. And if you've been to them quite a few times, thank you so much for coming back. And welcome to another OET mock speaking exam session. So let's see who we have today in the class. We got Manju, we got Juvie, and we have Juan Xavier over on one of our feeds. Over on the YouTube feed for OET, we have Hussein, Mistako, we have Ixamo, we have Lakshmi, we have Esther, we have Eda Someone, we have Asphalt, and yep, that's who we got over there so far. Let's see who we have in the OET Facebook feed. We have James, Wena, Lakshmi, Lindsay, Saiju, Nithu, Ainev, Omar, Maya, Bongwe, Nithu, Christy, Shaza, Rob, Wena, Muna, Shui, Amu, Bumre, Maha, and Suha so far. Well, welcome everyone. Keep coming into the session. And I look forward to seeing you all more and even speaking to you some throughout today's live OET session. We have Fatanmi, we have Janice, we have Promise, we have Ungmu have also joined to say hello today as well. Guys, let me know where you are from. I'll start off with myself. And also when you're taking the OET exam as well, be great. So my name's Scott. As I said, I'm from Ireland. It's where I'm currently living. And I've been an English exam teacher for many, many years now. I actually spent a bit of time living in Melbourne, working as an OET invigilator and interlocutor for the OET speaking exam. That was fun, and I want to bring that experience to you guys today. And of course, I'm here with Swoosh English today. We are an online premium preparation academy for the OET exam, as well as being an OET All-Star as well. So I look forward to bringing that experience to you today. We have Ungmo is from Myanmar. Let's see who else is here today and where they're from as well. We have Mehar is also living in Ireland as well. Very good. Ikra from Pakistan. Claudia from the Philippines. Goldicat from the Philippines as well. Nithu from Kerala in India. Rochelle from the Philippines taking the exam on June 26th. Best of luck with your preparation, Rochelle. I hope it's going really well for you. Alina from Kerala. Sai from the Philippines. We have Jipin taking the exam July 24th from India. Roa from Turkey. Saiju from Saudi. Palumi from India. And Shaza from Sudan as well. Very good. Okay, keep them coming, guys. Keep tell me where you're from and when you're taking the exam. Nora from Botswana, Geethu from Kuwait, El Hadi from Sudan, JB from India, Lakshmi from Kerala in India, Hussein from Pakistan, Lara from the UAE taking the exam on June 26th, and Anjali from the Philippines. So Hussein is taking the exam on June 12th. Best of luck, my friend. I hope your OET preparation is going really well from you. Just a couple more before we get started into the session. Lijamal from India, Funmi is currently living in Scotland, and Naira from the Philippines, and Preeti from India as well. Hiba is taking the exam on June the 12th. So you're taking it in just over 1 week's time. Best of luck with your preparation. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for introducing yourselves to me. Really, really appreciate it. And for telling me when you're taking your exam. So I just want to wish everyone the best of luck with their exam preparation. And I hope that you find today's session useful in your last minute exam preparation. I hope you've all been studying well for your exam leading up to it. So let's get started into today's class. It's an OET mock exam speaking class. And what will we be doing today? Well, it's pretty similar to what we normally do, but for those who are new, let's just give you a bit of a lowdown. You're going to learn and review the scoring criteria for OET speaking. You're going to take part or listen to OET role plays, of course. You're going to listen to some feedback on the student performance who've taken part in the class, and even give your own, just to give a bit of a boost to everyone, but also take away some key points for oral role play performance for yourselves. Then if we have time, we'll have a Q&A today. But I want to make sure everyone has something to take away from this class, whether it's some great hands-on experience from OET roleplay or hearing some feedback that you can put into your own roleplay. But the main point I want to put across today is that for your OET speaking, practice makes perfect, but you need feedback and you need support. And we at Swoosh English want to help everyone. So stay tuned to the very end of the class where I tell you all a bit more about our special offer here at Swoosh English today. Keep to the very end of the session. So I've got a question for everyone. Why are you taking OET exams? I want to know why you are taking your OET exam. What's your dream? What's your goal? What do you want to achieve when you take the OET exam and you pass it? Where do you want to move to? Why do you want to move there? What's your goal? What's your ambition? And what's your dream? Please put your comments into the chat box, guys. What is it about the OET exam that you want to overcome, that you want to pass, that you want to excel in? What's your big reason for doing it? Let me know, guys, in the chat box, please. And of course, please don't say for the PLAB. Please don't say for GMC or NMC registration. I want to know why you're doing all of that. What's your big reason for taking this exam? Just so I can quickly understand your reasons and feel for you, know what you're trying to achieve, all this work, effort, and money you're putting into everything. Hussein has said, my goal is to secure a job in Australia. Very, very good. Thank you very much, Hussein. I want to wish you the best of luck with that, and also where you are moving to as well. That would be absolutely beautiful. Okay. Anyone else, guys, want to tell me the big reason? Fariz wants to say, I want to excel in reading and writing. Suad wants to register with the GMC. Anjali to be a UK registered nurse. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. And Algie wants to pass the OET. John wants to go to London to see the Queen. Very funny. Farah wants to work in the UK as well. Thank you very much, guys. There's the big reason for your jobs, for your travel, for your new experience, for your professional development, and maybe also for a salary boost as well, of course. But you all are professional medical professionals, and you really want to pass your exams. That's great. Leonora said to push forward my plan of working in a place where they appreciate my profession. Lovely. Thank you very much, guys, for that information. Now, I want to know, when it comes to OET speaking, what's your biggest challenge? What do you want to achieve with your OET speaking? And what do you need to overcome in your OET speaking to get your passing score in the exam? Let me know exactly what that is. What do you find difficult? And what do you need support with your OET speaking? Throw your comments into the chat box. While those comments are coming through, I'm going to read a few more comments that people have made regarding their OET dreams and goals. Hiba has said, I want to study aesthetic medicine. Very good. Naira has said, I want to work as a nurse in the UK. And Leno, I've already said that, to push forward my plan of working in a place where they appreciate my profession. Lovely reasons, guys. Okay. Very good. Aji said, I want to move to a Western country. Benelin, to start my new journey. Joy said, I want to fluently speak in English. Fregal, for a greener pasture. Okay. So Lee Jamal said, I have a problem with my fluency in my exam, right? So problem with speaking fluency. Sijamon has talked about grammar being an issue with the exam. Silpa said to finish the tasks on time. Anshuri, communication gaps in their speaking. Very good. Meso has said fluency is an issue. Leno has said fluency and incorporating the criteria. Okay. Juvie is said to overcome anxiety while waiting outside the room when they know you're the next one. Meso has 3 sad faces. That's not a good answer, Meso. What's your biggest challenge? And S. Teja has said fluency as well. Thanks a lot for your comments, guys. So let's have a look at some of that criteria today and see what we can do to improve all sections of our OET speaking. But before I do, we have 2 sets of scoring criteria in the OET exam, making it very unique amongst English exams. What are they? Bad grammar myself. What are the 2 scoring criteria for the OET exam? Bharat said, I would like to improve my fluency. Okay, very good. Of course you do. All right. Fatami says, I have problems with the introduction. How can I improve my introduction for my OET roleplay? Okay, guys, who can tell me what are the 2 scoring criteria for the OET exam? Let me know, please. I know some of you might be new to this session. Some of you are been around for a while. You love coming to these sessions. You're putting your time into your OET preparation. Okay, Leno has got straight to it. Linguistic and the clinical communication criteria. That is exactly right. 2 scoring criteria for the exam, linguistic and clinical communication. But what exactly are they? Let's have a look at these one by one. So I'll just bring up my screen full so that you can see. Linguistic criteria are the intelligibility, fluency, appropriateness of language, and your resources of grammar and expression. So if you don't know this criteria yet, guys, it's really important that you do learn this criteria. And the reason for that is because you want to be speaking for a specific purpose. You want to be aiming what you're saying and getting the maximum points possible. And you can only do that by knowing the criteria. You might be great with your fluency and you think, oh yeah, I'm a really good fluent speaker and that's good enough. No, you need to speak for the criteria to get your maximum mark. So it's important to learn it, understand it, and then apply it in your preparation then for the big exam day as well. So intelligibility is the impact of your pronunciation, intonation, and accent, and how clearly your listener can hear and understand what you're saying. Pronunciation, obviously you know the various sounds of the English language, your consonants, your vowels, your diphthongs, your blends, etc. Your intonation, just don't speak flat the whole time. No, inject a bit of emotion, ride the intonation wave, as I say, go up and down as you're speaking the English language for clear freedom of expression, but also to make sure that you're clarifying points appropriately as well. Intonation does that. And then finally, accents, okay? Big question I'm always asked, do I have to speak like an English person? Do I have to sound like an American? Do I have to sound like an Australian? No, you don't. This just simply means that if you have a particularly heavy accent, which might impede your pronunciation, your intonation, and your understanding, just try and minimize it a bit. Just bring it down, neutralize it. I'm doing it right now when I'm speaking because my full Irish accent you guys won't understand a word I'm saying. So just try and minimize your accent a bit. Just make it clear, enunciate your words, drag them out a bit more. But you don't have to replicate a native English speaker accent, just so you guys know. Next, we have fluency. The speed and smoothness of your speech and your listeners' understanding. So one other thing that often gets confused about fluency is that candidates think I have to speak really, really fast. I have to keep speaking really, 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 really quickly. That's only one element of fluency. Fluency is also about your smoothness. So yes, you might speak really, really quickly, and a good burst of your spoken English is accurate, but then you might hesitate or you might correct yourself. That's not smooth. So you have to try and balance that out. Speak at a speed that's comfortable to you, but try and speak uninterrupted from beginning to end. And that often involves actually speaking a little bit slower in your second language because you won't be able to speak as quickly in your first language because there's going to be some degree of thinking involved. You can't just do it automatically like you would with your native language. So bring the speed down just a little bit to maintain that fluency overall. That's very, very important. Okay, next you have appropriateness of language, which is your tone and professionalism. So make sure, of course, you sound suitably like a doctor or a nurse. Don't speak too formally. Don't speak too informally, but most candidates are pretty good at that. And of course, it is important to get some direction if you're speaking too formally or speaking too informally as well. Okay. And then the final section, of course, is your resources of grammar and expression. So your grammatical accuracy and your vocabulary choices on your listener's understanding. Basic simple rule for that is use grammar as complicated as needs be, but don't try and show off with your grammar and your vocabulary. And your communication is the idea. You're not trying to show, oh, look at these very obscure, complicated grammatical terms I'm using. Look at this vocabulary I'm also using. No, make it as complicated as needs be, but don't make it any more than needs be. Because don't forget, obviously in the hospital, the ward, the GP's office, etc., communication is clear, and making that too complicated can hinder you. Okay, that's the linguistic criteria. Let's now have a look briefly at the second set of criteria, which is the clinical communication criteria, and arguably the more important because this is unique to OET. The rest you can see in other exams across the world. They include relationship building, understanding and incorporating, providing structure, information gathering, and information giving. So relationship building is just that, the impact of your choice of opening to the conversation and demonstration of empathy and respect on your listeners' comfort. So make sure that you open the conversation appropriately. Don't say something like, hello, sit down, what's the problem? Or even worse, say something like, hi, how are you? How can I help you? It's a bit too informal. It doesn't really show a lot of interest, doesn't really show a lot of empathy at the same time. So a suitable introduction, okay, make it suitable, introduce yourself, ask how the patient is, have a bit of small talk before you begin, and then get into that information. And consistently show empathy throughout the role play. Of course, when the patient, some role plays will be more difficult, the patient might be more difficult to deal with, the scenario might be a much more serious medical scenario. So, of course, your empathy needs to be tailored just for that. But make sure, of course, that you're constantly relating to that patient with direct or indirect empathy. Oh, I've experienced that myself, and I know how hard it is. Oh, I understand how you must be feeling, but let me reassure you're in good hands today, etc., etc. Show empathy, show that you care, and make sure you open the conversation appropriately. Okay. Right, next we have understanding and incorporating. The impact of how fully you involve the patient in the conversation, your listeners' understanding and comfort. Basically, the clue to this is that this is actually a dialogue. It should be a two-way conversation. Yes, you as the medical professional needs to lead the conversation. You will be more dominant than the other person, but you still need to involve that patient in the conversation. So try and find ways to get them involved, asking them questions about some stuff on the role play card, turning it into something interrogative, asking them questions, and engage also in active listening as well. When the patient is telling you about your symptoms, don't just sit there in silence like you switched off. Mm-hmm. Really? Oh, okay. Say something like, okay, right. Oh, I see. Active listening. You're listening to them and you're showing that the conversation is going on. But make sure you're also listening to them as well. Make sure you don't go, yes, sorry, what were you saying? Make sure you respond appropriately to what they've said to follow the conversation along as well. But understanding and incorporating is really, really important. Make it a dialogue. Get the patient speaking as much as you can to facilitate that. Next, we have our providing structure, which is the impact of how you organize the information you provide and introduce new topics for discussion on your listeners' understanding. So really about that is think about how you structure your role play. The role play case note information should flow from beginning to end, relatively simple. But you must make sure, of course, you go through the entire role play from beginning to end and simply complete it as well as ideally as you can within that approximate 5 minutes. You don't have a lot of time to stick to each point, so you need to be snappy. You need to move from point to point. Don't speak about one for too long, because I often see with students who are doing mock role plays that they go over time. Very rarely go under time, but mostly go over the time. So it's all about your time management. Be aware of that and keep moving from point to point as quickly as you can. And of course, provide structure, provide new information for topics, and then suitably end at the very end as well. Like you have a suitable introduction, make sure you end the role play suitably as well. Okay. Next, we have the last two, information gathering and information giving, which are quite closely related. Information gathering is the impact of the types of questions you ask and how you listen to your responses and your listeners' understanding, really emphasizing understanding and incorporating. So make sure, of course, you're asking lots of questions and you're responding to them appropriately, lots of open questions, which will give the patient time to relate. And then finally, for information giving, which is how you provide information and check this information is being understood on your listeners' comfort and understanding. So like information gathering, you're asking the questions, you're listening to what they're saying. Information giving is suitably responding to that response, making sure it's accurate, making sure it's relevant, but then most importantly, checking for understanding. You need to be asking closed questions at the end of this point to check that they've understood what you've heard, they're okay with it ultimately, and then you can move on to the next part of the role play. So a few closed questions such as, how is this for you? Are you okay with this? How do you feel about this? Etc., etc. These sort of questions will check for their understanding. They'll respond often with a singular word, yes or no, as these are yes/no questions, or something like that. Or ask if something isn't clear, or you can clarify that a bit further in the role play. So lots of empathy, check for understanding, provide good structure, etc., etc. Create a dialogue are some key ways for you to improve all aspects of this role play. Okay, guys, that is our section on the criteria. Of course, I only went over it very, very quickly today. So make sure, of course, that in your OET preparation that you are speaking to these criteria as much as you can. And you're getting feedback and support on how well you are fulfilling the criteria in your speaking practice from an expert. It's very important. So guys, before we actually start our speaking practice today, I have basically turned that criteria into a series of assessment questions. So we have 5 questions for linguistic criteria and 4 questions, for the clinical communication criteria. When I do the speaking practice today, you are going to be assessing each other on some of these questions, which will give me a chance to give you some feedback and support on the criteria that you have something to take away today. You guys can also use this in your own OET preparation as well. So if you like, take a moment, take a picture, take a screenshot of linguistic criteria and clinical communication criteria questions. You can use them today for the role plays that you're going to be listening to. Take them away and use them in your own OET speaking practice that you're doing with your friends, with your OET preparation provider, etc., etc. But they're designed to be used today. So if you could just confirm that you've taken a screenshot of these, that would be lovely, please. I'll give everyone a little bit of time here just to either take a picture on their phone or to take a screenshot with their computer or their phone that you can use these questions moving forward, please. So I'll just keep quiet here for a little second while I'm waiting for everyone here to take a picture or to take a screenshot and to just confirm with me when they have done so, please. That would be lovely. I'm going to look out for some comments here. Okay. Anybody want to confirm that they've done it? That'll be nice. Because if not, I'm assuming you've all fallen asleep. Thank you, Sai. Sai is our first person to get involved. Thank you, Ideza. Thank you very much, Vishnu. Here come all the comments. Bhuvan with 2 thumbs up and a big smiley face. I love it. Dorothy said done. Mystical Rose has said done. Sarah has said done. Lovely. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Thank you very much. People are saying it's not clear. You might need to update the resolution on your computer or your phone or use a bigger screen because it's very clear for me. Okay. Change the resolution on your screen, guys. Make sure you're using 1080p ideally or using a bigger screen. Okay, guys, thank you very much. A few more seconds and then we'll move on with our first speaking practice today. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thanks very much, guys. Awesome. Now, let's get into our first speaking role play practice for today. The first thing we're going to do is for a doctor. So doctors are going to be invited to speak very, very soon, but I would welcome you, even if you're not a doctor, to actually prepare for this role play, because that's one aspect of the preparation for the role play is using your 3 minutes to collate your ideas, plan for your role play, get an idea for structure, practice making questions, etc., etc. You can still gain some practice from the preparation phase today, even if you're not necessarily going to be speaking. So I want to keep that in mind. Here is the first role play card for today. We have a doctor's card. So as you see, you've got plenty of information on the screen. I'm going to, in a little second here, just bring up my screen full screen so everyone can see it. But I'm just getting my timer ready on my phone. As you can see, my timer is good to go. I'm going to be setting the timer for 3 minutes as you do. Before the 3 minutes are up, I'm going to check out your comments, the links in the comments on your feed for the link to come and join me here with to do some speaking practice. But I want to emphasize doctors only to begin. Make sure you've got a good working microphone. Turn on your camera if you can. It makes it more engaging. And your internet connection is also good and solid with a quiet background as well. Because if all of these don't work, you may not be able to speak, as it needs to be clear for everyone to listen and for me to facilitate the role play. 3 minutes, guys. Begins now. Good luck and see you very soon. Okay, everyone, and that is the 3 minutes of preparation time up. Hope you had fun preparing for it. So, we've had someone come over and join us today. Sarah is in the stream. Sarah, I'm going to add you to the stream now. Just make sure your microphone is working. Hello, Sarah.
Hi there, good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Fine, thank you. And how about you?
I'm very well, thanks. Tell me a bit about yourself, what profession you are, where you're living, and when you're taking the OET exam.
Okay, I'm a doctor. I'm
Hmm.
from originally from India, but I
Hmm.
live in Qatar now at the moment, Doha.
Hmm.
Yeah, I want to move to the UK because I'm my MD in internal medicine, and I want
Hmm.
to go and do a subspecialty in rheumatology. Yeah, my exam is scheduled for the 10th of July.
10th of July. So you got a bit over a month of preparation time to go.
Yes,
Very
yes,
good,
and
very good.
I just started preparing, so hopefully.
Hopefully is right. Well, let's make some benefit today of some OET mock speaking practice with some feedback. So, Sarah, whenever you are ready, you can begin the role play. I'll start the timer and we'll just go through it as naturally as we can. Okay, there's the role play card, so you can use those notes and begin when you feel ready.
All right. So, what name can I address you
You can
with?
just call me Scott today by my first name.
Okay, and your yeah, fine. I think I'm good to go.
Okay, just start speaking and then we'll start the timer.
Hi, Scott. Good morning.
Good morning, doctor.
How are you today?
I'm very well, thanks. Well as I can be, despite why I'm here today.
Yes, good to meet you, Scott. I understand that you've come in today with some symptoms which are bothering you.
Yes, that's right. Yes, I'm here about a rash on the left-hand side of my chest, just below the ribs. I'm a bit concerned about it, doctor.
Yeah, and I understand your concern, Scott.
Mhm,
So I hope we'll be able to work it out together today. So let me ask
mhm.
you a bit more about your symptoms. Could you tell me when it started? How did it go on?
Yeah, so it started after I had a cold, and the cold started about 5 days ago. And it was just this morning when that cold kind of disappeared and the rash has started. Um,
Okay, okay.
it's become a bit itchy recently as well, and that's why I'm just a bit concerned about it.
All right, all right. And do you have any pain over the rash?
Just a bit itchy and sore, but no real pain, so to say.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
And I understand that you've had chicken pox when you were a child?
Yes, I did when I was a child.
Okay, okay. Right, Scott. I think I'm going to try and explain your diagnosis to you in a moment.
Mhm.
What you do have is a mild case of shingles. Have you heard of shingles?
I have, yes.
Okay, and what do you know already about shingles?
I just know it's a viral infection and it can cause painful rashes and sometimes nerve damage as well. So that kind of concerns me a bit. Ooh,
Oh, okay. I appreciate your concern, but don't worry, we'll work out this today, okay?
okay.
Okay. So, the probable cause of your shingles is your recent cold.
Oh,
Okay, the cold is usually caused by a virus, and viruses generally tend to lower your immunity, your resistance.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this shingles is caused by another virus called herpes zoster,
Mm,
or the chickenpox virus, which you've had in childhood. They usually tend to sit in your body and then get reactivated when your immunity lowers.
okay.
Do you get what I mean? Am I
Yeah.
clear? Yeah.
Yes, you're cleared. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is what is causing the skin spots. Okay.
Okay.
So it's nothing alarming at the moment.
Hmm.
Okay, it's just a mild case. Your other examination, your ears and throat are normal. So I think you shouldn't worry too much about it.
Hmm. But
Okay, do you have any concerns?
yes, doctor. I just want to know how long I will have this rash because it's pretty ugly and it's pretty itchy. I'm just wanting to get rid of it as soon as
Yes,
possible.
yes, I completely understand your worries,
Mhm.
Scott.
Mhm.
Uh, but I'd like to tell you that this rash would probably stay on for a couple of weeks,
Mm.
okay, and it usually fades away by itself.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there anything that can be done to take it away more quickly to improve my recovery?
Yes, I can. I don't think there is anything that I can do to help it go away quickly, but I
Mm.
can prescribe you some medications and some treatment to relieve your symptoms a bit, to relieve the itchiness, the pain. Okay.
Mm.
So, some creams, topical creams, ones you can apply on the top of your rash, some
Mm-hmm.
medications to reduce your pain, paracetamol, for example. Okay.
Okay.
Is it clear, Scott?
That is quite clear, but I'm wondering because I've heard about herpes spread or herpes, sorry, shingles spreading across the body. Is there a chance this rash could get bigger and more itchy?
There is a small chance that the rash will get a bit more itchy in the next couple of days and then come down on its own,
Hmm.
but it's highly unlikely that it will spread to other parts of your body. It will
Okay.
stay restricted generally to the place where it started, and it would usually doesn't spread to any other part of the body, if that's what you mean.
Okay. Okay. So you're saying I need to take some medication to help me. Okay.
Yes.
Can you make a prescription for me to get some of these
Sure,
topical
Scott, I
creams?
can and I will.
Mhm.
Okay. Do you have any other concerns?
Well, no, I guess you told me as it is. I know what I need to do now. So yeah, I'll just follow your advice, doctor, and get the treatment underway for this.
I hope you do feel better very soon.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
thank you
Is there
very much,
anything else
doctor.
you'd like to ask me?
That's everything, doctor. No, thanks very much for your time today.
You're most welcome and take care.
Okay. And the role play is finished, Sarah. How was that for you?
Oh, I was super nervous.
As most people are when they're doing the role plays in front of about 300 people today, just so you know as
Oh,
well.
it's good I can't see the 300 of them.
No, it's great, isn't it? They're there though. They're watching in their homes, in their offices around the world, but they're there. But right now, I'm sure they're all clapping you and saying, "Well done," because you did a great job of going across this role play, coming across as really calm and reassured and collected. So well done. So before I go into my comments today, Sarah, can you tell me, and I want you to listen to my question, what were you good at today? Keyword being good.
Okay. Um, I think I got the gist of the case pretty well,
Mhm. Mhm.
and I think I went about explaining each of the tasks listed out.
Mhm.
I think that I would say was a strength.
I would say agree. I agree. The role play flowed very well from beginning to end. It was very well structured. It just came across as natural from beginning. Your nice, pleasant introduction to your conclusion at the end. Lots of questions. The case seemed to be quite complete. So well done. Of course, I was looking at the information on the case note card, and it did seem to be pretty well. So well done. Anything you think you could have improved on at all?
Yes, I think my fluency, I probably hesitated a lot in between trying to figure out what I was going to say next.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure whether I really expressed empathy. I'm not sure whether that was good enough. Yeah, these were my concerns while the role play was going on.
Okay, okay. So maybe a bit more empathy, etc., etc. Okay, well, let's just have a look quickly at the role play card with some of these discussion questions. I'm going to go through audibly some feedback for you here. Did you speak clearly and was easy to understand? Yes. There's not one point I was thinking, what was Sarah saying? What did she mean? Clear speaker. Very well done for that. Did you vary your pronunciation, intonation relevantly? I think you did. You spoke at a nice, consistent speed, enough for your pronunciation to be, for the majority, accurate. There might have been a couple of small pronunciation errors. I call them minor because I still knew what you said, and your intonation was also relevant. You know, you raised and you decreased it as appropriate. So well done for your pronunciation, intonation. So your pitch is very good.
Thank you.
Fluently and smoothly with few hesitations and false starts. Sarah, I would disagree. I thought your fluency was amazing. I thought it was
Oh,
really,
thank you.
really good. Yeah. There might have been a couple of times where you went or But more than
Mm.
likely, you're not searching for language. You seem to be searching for, okay, what's the next thing I should say, but not, oh, what's the word, what's the phrase I'm looking for. So I thought your fluency was great. A nice speed as well, appropriate speed for the role play. So well done.
Thank
Did
you.
you use appropriate language and tone? I thought you spoke at a very suitable level. It was obviously coming across as the expert, but also very approachable as well. We are not speaking too formally, like some doctors may sometimes, or too informally, like you're speaking to your friends. So I thought it was very good. And did you use correct vocabulary and grammatical structures? A couple of small errors here and there, but for the most part, I do think that that was a very, very high level. So well done. Your linguistic criteria was amazing. Did
Thank
you
you so
speak in a
much.
way? You're very welcome. Did you speak in a way that offered empathy and support? I think overall it was quite good, Sarah. I thought that there was a good bit of empathy throughout. There maybe could have been a little bit more if you wanted to up, oh, I'm feeling anxious about my rash. Will it spread? Oh, you don't need to worry about this, Scott, because I'm going to tell you what this is likely going to be. So that could have been a situation for you to say, oh, you're anxious. Don't worry. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Okay. A little bit more if you wanted to bring some more. Did you listen to the patient and respond effectively and appropriately? Yes, I would think for the absolute most part that you did. There was one time though where I answered the question and you asked that same question again. I said, oh, it's quite itchy and sore. And you said, is the rash sore? And I said, oh yeah, it's itchy and sore. I repeated myself. So at one point,
Okay.
I showed that you weren't necessarily listening to what I was saying. But apart from that, I think that the questions and answers flowed very well, and you did show a good level of listening overall. As I've said, delivery of information, it was structured very, very appropriately from the very beginning to the end, with one thing that was missed out on. That was if the rash gets more painful or it spreads, to come back to the clinic. So that
Yes.
part was missed out. So that might have taken away from your structure, providing structure criteria that part
Right.
was omitted. But apart from that, it was pretty good. And was the patient satisfied with your delivery of information? Yeah, I'm very happy. I know what it is. I know how it's going to go. I now know I'm going to get treatment. I know that Sarah's lovely and she's going to help me throughout the entire process. So well done, well done, well done. Okay.
Oh, thank you so much.
One more thing I'm going to say to you is try and ask a few more closed questions to check for my understanding. A couple of times you said, is it clear? Am I clear? Is it clear? Try and vary that a bit more as
Very.
well. How do you feel about this? Are you okay with this? Something
Okay.
like that to check my understanding. I'm glad you didn't say, do you understand me? That's a very bad one. Don't say that.
Okay, of course.
So
All
well
right.
done, Sarah. I can't formally give you a grade today because that's not how it works with OET. What OET do is two examiners will listen to your recording a few times and come to a score. I'm the interlocutor today. I can just tell you what you did well and what you didn't do so well. But overall, good role play. You should be pretty happy with that.
Thank you so much. It was really great talking to you, Scott.
Oh yeah, it's very great talking to you today as well. Do you have any final questions you want to bring to me before we finish?
Yeah, just one thing. How long did I take to finish the role play? Did I finish within the 5 minutes?
5 minutes and 10 seconds, which is great, by the way. Five
Oh,
minutes isn't the formal cutoff point in the OET role play. So if you're coming to the end of the role play and it looks like you're finishing up and it might go over a bit over 5 minutes, you'll be able to finish. But if your time management isn't so good, you hit the 5 minutes, then the role play might stop. But I think the time for that was very, very good. Your time management was excellent. But
okay. That's good to know. Yeah, that
it
was
is
one
good.
of the main concerns because I was worried that I will overshoot the time. That's
Yeah, no, your timing was good. So well done with that.
okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sarah, and good luck with your OET exam and preparation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome. See you. Bye. And that was Sarah. Well done, everyone. People are coming in with great comments here saying the likes of well done, doctor. Well done. Good work, Sarah. Good work. I think you all agree that she did an amazing role play today. It was very, 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 very good. And she should be very, very happy with that. So thank you all for your kind, reassuring comments for Sarah today. Now, guys, I want to emphasize how important it is for you guys to get feedback in your OET speaking role plays. After all, who else is going to assess your role plays, tell you what you're doing well with the scoring criteria and who doesn't? So if you haven't got any feedback as of yet, I would seriously consider that for your OET exam date. It is very important. So I'm going to, of course, let you know before we begin our next role play that please stay to the very end, as I've got something special to show you all today from this class. But anyway, let's have a look at the second role play. Here's what it is. If you stay to the very end, I'm going to tell you how you can get 20% off a Swoosh English OET preparation course. The first 15 sign-ups only and valid until Sunday midnight. That information will be unveiled at the very end of the class. And of course, our courses are cheap enough as it is. So if you get 20% off to begin with, you're going to get phenomenal value in your OET preparation, where you will get maybe some speaking role play classes just like this. So stay to the very, very end for information on how we can help you pass your OET exam for even cheaper. So here is the next role play card. It is right here for a nurse this time. So if you are interested, of course, if you're interested, you're all interested in doing some OET preparation today. But here we go, guys. Role play card for a nurse. Once again, keep an eye out on the comments, in the comments for your information for the StreamYard feed. I'm going to start the timer here for 3 minutes. 3 minutes to prepare and then 5 minutes to come in, guys. Good luck and see you very soon. Good luck with your preparation. 30 minutes. Okay, guys, and that's the 3 minutes of preparation time up. Thank you to those who have joined. So as I said a second ago, if you're looking for 20% off your OET preparation course with us at Swoosh English, here it is. Enter code OET Live 20 off at www.swooshenglish.com. You'll see in the comments here that we're recommending our accelerator course as a good initial stepping stone onto your OET preparation. So take a note of that code, guys. OET Live 20 off. That is only going to be valid for 2 days, Sunday midnight, and for the first 15 signups only. But you can enjoy 20% off your OET preparation course at Swoosh English with code OET Live 20 off. So let's get started now with our preparation. So I'm going to see who can join us today, who has come into the studio. We have a person here with their camera on, so I love having a bit of camera interaction. I'm going to have a try with B-Joy here. Hello, B-Joy. Okay?
Ready?
So let's get started now with our preparation. So I'm going to see who can join us today, who's coming to the studio. We have a reverb camera on. I love having a bit of camera interaction. I'm going to have a try with B-Joy here. Okay, we've got a bit of a sound problem there. That's okay. Let's have a look at Lionel. Hello, Lionel. I've entered you into the studio. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Hello? Anybody there? Anybody at all?
Hello.
Hello, Lionel. How's it going? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Hi. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Where are you from today?
Currently, I'm here in North Africa, particularly, specifically here in Libya.
Very nice. Very nice. Can I just confirm that you are a nurse?
Yes, I am. I'm working as an emergency department nurse.
Very good. And where are you from, Lionel?
I was born and raised in the Philippines.
And when are you taking your OET exam? Do you have a date yet?
Not yet, unfortunately, because considering the condition right now, and besides from that, Libya has no testing center, and we need to book a flight going to the nearest country so that we can take the exam, and hopefully we can take the exam soon.
That's completely fine. I always recommend do not rush your OET exam preparation. Take as much time as you need. Often it's a bit longer than you might think. Maximizes your chances of passing first time, and that's what everyone wants. So, Lionel,
Yeah.
Are you ready for some OET mock speaking practice today?
Yeah, hopefully.
I'm sure you are. So here's the role play card, Lionel. Whenever you are ready, just let me know. If you've any questions beforehand as well, ask me now. I'll happily answer them before we begin the role play. But whenever you're ready, go ahead and we'll start the role play today.
Okay. I just have one question. Do I know you here?
It doesn't actually suggest that you do know me. I have been brought into the hospital ward with an acute asthma attack, so maybe a brief introduction might be nice. If you can obviously act like you do know me, maybe you did, but I just quickly ask my name and then begin with the role play afterwards. Okay.
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 Can I start now?
Yes, you can. Go ahead.
Okay. Good morning. I'm Leo, and I'm one of the nurses here in the emergency department, and I'll be your attending nurse for today.
Okay.
How have you been feeling, Scott?
Oh, hi, nurse. Well, yeah, thanks for seeing me, but no, I've been very, very confused, very, very scared as well about what happened last night. So, yeah, I'm getting answers about everything, really.
Your concern right now is totally understandable, considering that you have this kind of condition. I can't only imagine how frightening it was. I have here in my car that you suffered acute asthma attack. Am I right?
That's right. Yeah. All of that. Yeah.
I'm so sorry that you have this kind of condition right now. But by the way, can I ask if you have any idea what is asthma, or do you have any idea what is asthma is?
That's a good question, actually. I was wanting to ask that myself. I don't know very much about asthma at all. This is a real surprise to me, and that makes it even scarier. I want to know, what causes asthma? I mean, what can be done to be treated? Because I've heard about people dying from asthma attacks, and that scares me.
Yeah, actually, asthma is a disease of our airways. Airways are like tube in our lungs that they help us to breathe. What happened to people with asthma is that their airways are being inflamed because of some factors. Factors
Mhm.
that be environmental, such as maybe you have some allergies, for example, some pollen or some dust, or it can be an inherited predisposition. What I mean by that is that maybe one of your family member do have an asthma before, and with that you can have this asthma also. Scott, do you happen to one of your family member or maybe one of your parent do have an asthma?
My grandfather had asthma, so maybe.
Ah, okay, I see. Say so.
Mhm.
One of that is that because of your grandfather, so you can inherit also that asthma. So maybe that is the cause. Why is it that you have this asthma right now? And fortunately, our the asthma is a manageable condition, and one of our treatment can we can give is that we have this medicine Ventolin inhaler. Do you have
Mm.
idea of what is Ventolin is?
I've an idea about what it
Mm-hmm.
is. I must admit, I'm kind of concerned about the use of Ventolin, but I'll hear you out, nurse.
Mhm. Okay, so Ventolin is one of the drug that we're using in order to open up the airways or the tube of our lungs so that our patient can breathe. Actually, I have here the inhaler right now. So, is it possible for me to demonstrate on how you're gonna use your inhaler?
Hmm. Yeah. I'm just concerned about Ventolin because I've heard about it being misused. It can become addictive,
Mhm.
and people become too dependent on it. That's what concerns me, nurse, about the use of Ventolin.
Um, your concern is totally understandable hearing that
Mm.
people do have this feedback, but I think much the thing that we need to do right now is to best educate you on what is the right use of the drug, at the same time on how we're going to prevent those bad feedback about the medication.
Oh.
How does it sound to you?
Well, that's reassuring, I must say.
Mhm.
Nurse, I'm just concerned about. I had an asthma attack and been held overnight, and it's quite
Mhm.
scary. But
Mhm.
what are the long-term prospects of having asthma? Is it looking good? Is there a good prognosis,
Mhm.
or will stuff like this happen quite regularly?
Mhm. I can see that you're very worried about your condition right now. But what can I say to you right now is asthma is a manageable condition, and there are treatment and management that we can help you in order for us to give you a good um, prognosis or good thing that we can have so that we can manage your asthma.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
Now that would be interesting because it does scare me.
Mhm.
But I'm happy to hear that this can be managed, and I'll know more about it, and it'll take away the likelihood of this. Yeah.
Okay, so that's great. So right now, is it possible for me to give you some the management and treatment that our doctor could recommend you in order to manage your condition?
Yeah, please. The more information, the better.
Okay, good. Thank you. One of that is that we do give our patient a Ventolin inhaler, and also we can give you some drugs that we're giving to our patient in order for them to breathe well. One of that is um, we can give you an oxygen so that during your attack you can breathe well, and it will help you a lot.
Okay, good to know. That's really good to know. Yeah, and the more that can be told, the better.
Okay, good. So aside from that, yeah, there are lots of management, but right now I can give you the Ventolin inhaler. Can I proceed of giving you the Ventolin inhaler?
Yeah, yeah. Let's try it. You've reassured me. I'm feeling comfortable about it.
Okay, that's good. Okay, Scott, do you still have any questions?
I know, nurse. Thanks very much for your clarity today. I feel better about the situation, and I'm happy to proceed.
Okay, that's perfect. So Scott, if you still have any questions and if you do have some any concerns, then you can call me anytime. Okay?
Thank you very much, nurse. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, bye.
And that's the end of the role play, Lionel. How did it go for you today?
Scott, it was so nerve-wracking, and
That's fine. I hear
I don't know if
every
I responded well.
Well, what do you think you did well? And key question is well. I want to know what you did well. How'd it go for you?
I think I was able to give some empathetic responses to my patient. I was able to sympathize at the same time.
I think that your empathy was great throughout the entire role play. So well done for putting yourself in my shoes, for listening to my questions and trying to make me feel comfortable. So well done for that. Anything else you think you did well?
I don't know.
Okay. Anything you think you could have maybe improved on a bit? Anything that was a word?
Yeah, I do have a lot of hesitations, and
There's a bit of
there,
hesitation.
yeah, and there are lots of pauses, I think. And when it comes to responses, I do have lots of things, lots to improve, I think.
Okay. So maybe a bit. Let's have a look through all of this, and I'll give you some comments on each of the scoring criteria, Leno. So did you speak clearly and was easy to understand? Yeah, you're easy to understand for the most part. Yep. I thought that your volume was well, your pitch was well, and yeah, I could follow along with the role play pretty well. Well done. Did you vary your pronunciation and intonation irrelevantly? Yeah, you speak with lots of expression, and that's very, very important. There were a few small pronunciation errors I picked up on. For example, pollen. You said pollen, Paul, or pollen.
Okay.
And you said instead of drugs, drags. You said drags. It's an ah sound, so it's drugs.
Okay.
Okay, so two small pronunciation errors I picked up on, but for the most part, it was great. Did you speak fluently and smoothly with few hesitations and false starts? For the most part, you did. I think you're overemphasizing how bad the fluency was. Now, one thing that will definitely improve your fluency, Leno, is one, of course, being less nervous. But hey, you can't just say, "Hey, stop being nervous." It doesn't happen like that, right? So the more practice you do, and what happens when we become nervous, we start to speed up our speech. And I felt that you were speaking quite rapidly at times. So just try and breathe and be aware of your speaking pattern. Bring that speed down just a little bit, and that will result in less hesitation, less pausing, for example. Okay. Practice. Bring your speed down just a little bit to improve upon that. Did you use the appropriate language and tone? All good. Perfectly suitably formal as a nurse, but not too informal, but also, speaking to my level, which is great. And did you use relevant and correct vocabulary and grammatical structures? For the most part, I did hear a couple of small errors. You did say, take the Ventolin to breath well. So breath is a noun. I just bit my tongue, sorry. breath is a noun. Breathe is the verb. To breathe.
Yeah.
Okay. And you also said to give you an oxygen. Now, oxygen is uncountable. It could be an oxygen container. So give you oxygen or an oxygen container, vial, something like that. Okay. So just two small errors there. Did you speak in a way that offered empathy and support, looking at clinical communication criteria? As I said, I thought that your empathy was lovely. Thank you very much. You made me feel very, very, very calm and reassured. You accurately explained yourself and really wanted to help me. So well done. Did you listen to the patient and respond effectively and appropriately? Yes. I thought you asked a good number of open-ended questions as well, which was good. And I think you obviously answered my questions effectively with a point at the very, very end. You maybe could have asked a few more closed questions to check for my understanding, though. How's this for you? How do you feel about this? Is this okay for you, etc., etc.? Just to check, because after all, I was a patient new to asthma, quite scared, quite anxious. It could have been overwhelming for me. It was important for me to be aware about what's happening next. So you clarify that. Delivery information structured appropriately. I thought you flowed through the entire role play very well, but one thing I want to bring to your attention was your time management. The role play came into about 6 minutes. You'll need to reduce a little bit. OET speaking, the majority of candidates like yourself go overtime. They don't go really under time, they go overtime. So you have to be very quick about moving from point to point as quickly as you can. So try and be aware if you think you're talking about a point too long, how can you say a bit more concisely? To stick to roughly that 5-minute point. But overall, was I satisfied with your delivery of information? Yeah, I was. I would be a patient that was pretty happy because you made me feel, you took my concerns on board. You explained to me asthma need not be scary. There are management techniques, and don't worry about the inhaler as well, as you probably won't get addicted to its use. So Well done, Lionel. Hope you find that feedback useful. Do you have anything you want to say to me before we finish?
And thank you very much for this opportunity to speak with you, Scott. And hopefully, I can still work on those points that you have given me. And thank you so much.
Yep, we're just to recap, slow it down a little bit, ask a few
Yeah.
more questions, be aware of your time management, and that will get you a few areas you can work on just to be aware of when you're doing your role plays from now on. Okay.
Okay, Scott. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, my friend. Have a good day and good luck with your OET exam preparation.
Okay, have a good day too. Thank you.
Too. All right, guys, that was Leno. Awesome work, everyone saying great job. Well done, Nurse Leno. Fantastic work overall. And I would agree, he did very, very well. And it was simple, it was communicative. Of course, you picked up on a few things I said as well, and that is just to prepare his, to improve his time management skills a bit, ask many more closed questions throughout the role play to check for understanding. And then finally, of course, to be aware of your time management as well. So that brings today's session to a close. Well done for everyone who joined. Thank you very much. As I said earlier on in the session, guys, we're currently, for today's student audience, only offering 20% off all of our OET preparation courses where you can get essential feedback on your speaking criteria. And as I've told you today, how important it is for you to get feedback on that to pass your exam first time, to pass it cheaper and quicker. So for the first 15 sign-ups only until Sunday midnight UK time, enter code OET Live 20 off when you're checking out on the Swoosh English website where it says coupon or code. Enter OET Live 20 off to get 20% off your OET preparation packages. Of course, we have many, but I would recommend the Accelerator package for many of you guys. If you're starting your OET prep, you're not exactly sure what you want to do, it's a good affordable option to begin. The link is in the chat box, guys, in the Facebook feed, in the YouTube feed. But enter code OET Live 20 off at swooshenglish.com or 20% off your preparation. And looking forward to welcoming you guys to the Swoosh English family today. Okay, guys. So anyway, the next session that we will have will be OET reading, a guide to part B. It will be Friday, the 11th of June at 9 a.m. We have an OET class every 9 a.m. at UK time. On Fridays, we alternate between reading classes, listening classes, and speaking classes. The next speaking class will be in 2 weeks' time, but next week we're focusing on OET reading. So I'd love to see as many of you guys there for that free OET reading class, a guide to part B. And thanks a lot for coming along today, guys. So guys, if you enjoyed that session, please give me a like, give me a love, tell me how it went. I really, really appreciate it. Come and join us at swooshenglish.com. We have live classes quite frequently throughout the time, and come and check out how we can help you pass your OET exam by giving you that essential support feedback on your OET exam preparation, including your writing and your speaking. Especially that's what we try to focus on today. So guys, anyone who's taking the OET exam very soon, aka next weekend, I wish you the best of luck. And as well for everyone else who is taking the session, who is preparing for their OET exam, wish you the best of luck. Just make the right choice in your preparation. As we're waiting for you here at Swoosh English, we want you guys to pass the first time, and we know what it takes. So thanks a lot, guys, for coming. Well done to both Sarah and Leno for their role play session today. And thank you very, 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 very much for coming along. Check out our discount code on our website, first 15 only. And I will see you all very, very soon. Have a great day. Have a good week. And take care. Bye-bye.